Is it true that you once crushed 4 pounds of pasta to win a bolognese eating competition?
Oh my God, you've really done your research. Yes, I once ate 4 pounds of spaghetti bolognese in an hour. That was
It's very impressive.
There was a time frame.
Yeah.
That made it more difficult. Otherwise, I don't know how much I could have eaten. Probably not that much more, because I was really sick. It was a lot of spaghetti. It was like a bucket of spaghetti bolognese.
But you won.
But I won.
Big Sean, welcome to the show.
That was a great intro.
How do you handle your heat? Like, if you go to Sweetwater, do you order it extra spicy?
Sweetwater, who prepped you? Have you been to Sweetwater?
Not yet, but I hear it's the best wings in Detroit.
The best wings, yeah.
Do you have an all-time favorite Big Sean sports reference? Personally, I'm a major fan of when you rhymed Wells Fargo with Ball Until I Get a Millicek, Darko, on Finally Famous Volume 3.
Oh man, you did your research. Respect, man.
So for those of us who are naive to the inner workings of the music industry, can you explain the role of a record label in 2020? Because sometimes to listen to hip hop, you'd almost think that labels are like the sworn enemy of the artist, but obviously the model still remains.
That was a very intricate question. I love my label. Yeah,
what if we think about an entire...
You fuck with like hip hop for real. Like you like know what you're talking about.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Bro, let's start a site.
Right, and like we already have this interview show.
Sean.org.
So last year, Vogue dubbed you the signature Gen Z fashion star, and I know clothes have been a passion of yours since the days of Do It Daily, a fashion blog you published in school.
Oh my God, don't. How do you know about that? You really did your research, didn't you?
Hey, you're Dua Lipa. We have to know.
Oh my God. All right. Let's talk about it. My skeletons.
So on your YouTube channel, you have this show, Gym Time, where you work out with everyone from NFL stars to Victoria's Secret models. Having stepped into the world of so many different fitness obsessives, is there a kind of training that you respect the most on a sheer grit level?
No, that's a good question. For me, athletes are like movie stars, I would say. You know, it's when I get to meet or hang out with somebody who's an inspiration to me through whatever their art or craft is, that's really fun. And if they want to train with me, unreal. I'm getting this to peek behind the curtain and sort of just have fun with them and see them in their element. Because that's all they do is they train. Some of them are savage.
I'm always amazed by certain actors' abilities to transform their bodies based on the requirements of whatever character they're playing from movie to movie.
Definitely, yeah.
What's the difference in how you and your trainer might approach playing like a Baywatch lifeguard versus playing like Ted Bundy?
Oh, man, another great question. That was actually a really important time to do Baywatch because I realized that like when I was done with that movie, I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again. Really. It's like, it was so hard. Definitely dealing with too much paparazzi presence in my life. And like sitting next to Leo, I was just like, dude, how have you handled this for so long? And he was like, frankly, you're getting it a little bit different. You know, it's a little bit.
Yeah, didn't you like look at the monitors and be like, yeah, whoa, I've never had.
Yeah, so like damn, how do you know that? Who'd you talk to? How do you know that? Did you talk to, Jesus, I don't even think my publicist knows this. Jesus, man, who'd you talk to? Who do you know about this?
Are moms still the most intense and savage fans to meet in the wild?
Yeah, how'd you know that? Did I tell you that?
It's the first time we've met.
Fuck.
So something that really sets you apart as an actor is your relentless dedication, and my favorite example of that is the years that you spent training as a clown under Slava Polunin for his off-Broadway production of Slava's Snow Show. How would you sell the traditional Russian art of clowning to people who only know it from like birthday parties and the circus?
Wow, I'm surprised. I'm very impressed you asked me about this. This is a deep passion of mine that I like don't really talk about. It's very, very real. It's very heartfelt. It's not at all about like, ugh. It's this is what I love about them. They give performances that, and I know it might sound strange, but because they can dress up as something other than just a normal human, it somehow liberates them, I think, to just put their deepest, most like down inside their feelings out. How did you find out that I know about it? That like I love this, that I love the clowns. It's really funny that you know about this.
Can you recommend a French film or accessible piece of French literature that maybe the audience should check out during quarantine?
Man, this is such a sweet. I expected this to be like snarky and ironic. This is such like a sweet, good-hearted, nice, and like enlightening interview.
Well, I'm happy that we could surprise today. Do you think that your experience doing interviews did anything to change or inform how you approach being a talk show guest?
I mean, you do such a beautiful job of it, but I think obviously the questions have to be kind of interesting, but also people have to talk. And I, as someone who has interviewed a lot, nothing was worse than getting one-word answers out of somebody and then running out of your questions.
What are figure skating faces? And then where does doing a segment on them during the Vancouver Olympics rank in terms of your broadcasting accomplishments?
Where did you find these things? Google figure skating faces. You will find a collection of the most wonderful faces made by figure skaters who are sort of like caught mid-axle. Yeah, it was a career highlight, certainly. Enough for you to bring it up.
All right, Dan Levy, here we are at the final stop on our hot wing journey. And boy, have we covered a lot of ground. From your MTV roots all the way through to your Emmy-nominated triumph that is Schitt's Creek. But one thing that we've overlooked is your column in Flair magazine, where you used to do life advice on everything from financial responsibility to dealing with technology overload. So drawing on your time as an internet-era philosopher, what's your directive to the fans watching right now who maybe feel withdrawn in this year of just physical and social isolation?
I think what I proved through your very thorough investigation of my career is that I really hustled in a variety of different mediums to figure out what I wanted to do with my life.
As someone who actually grew up on a vegan diet, are we living in like a golden age of veganism, or is it kind of becoming a parody of itself?
It's a good question. So I did grow up vegan. I'm not vegan anymore. I'm trying to be better for the environment.
What are the mechanics of all those sunset scenes? Because it seems like production, nothing stresses them out quite like that ticking of natural light.
It's a good question. It's funny. There never was that feeling of we're running out of light, we're freaking out, especially in season 1 and John Mark, who really established the natural light look. He was just he would always just figure it out. He was always the kind of person that would, if there's no light, we'll use the light from the car that's in the parking lot in the background. He's super creative. So, yeah, there was never that feeling of we're running out of time, actually.
So when we had Seth Meyers on, he talked about how one of the main roads to success in comedy, it used to be directly through the improv theaters in Chicago. Right. And you started at the Ground Lanes. Is the live stage show still the best place to cut your teeth in comedy, or is that path more or less given way to the internet?
That's a good question. I mean, I think, I think it's a combination of both. I think now you have this whole other universe, whole other outlet to record sketches or characters and put them online and have people discover it that way. At the same time, there's just no substitute for, honing your craft in front of a live audience and getting that immediate feedback.
As someone who's able to find the fun in everything, what do you find fun about this?
The interview part, man. Just you, Sean. As you as a person, man. It's usually on stuff like this, the host wouldn't do it at all. The fact that you do it with people and the fact that you are actual friends and you actually look after us and stuff like that, man, I think it's you that makes this show so damn great, man. It's, we do interview on top of interview on top of interview every day. And it's great that I can agree to do an interview with you because you actually go deeper into things. You actually do the challenge with us. You actually give a shit if we are throwing up or not. It's a level of respect between interviewer and interviewee. So it's you that does this whole thing, man. It's you that makes this fun, and you're just such a cool fucking guy. And I think we all just love you more so than doing this dumb shit.
I wasn't expecting that, but I'm really touched by that. And thank you so much. You've always got a friend in me.